All right, welcome everybody to episode 10 in our vlog series. Today we're going to be talking about total cost of ownership. I'm Preston Mitchell, the Senior Director of Solutions at Jama Software, and I'm joined by my colleague Susan Manipelli. Susan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Susan Manupelli. I'm a Senior Solutions Architect here at Jama Software, but I came from IBM, where I was a test architect for the last 20 years on some of their requirements management tools. So primarily Rational Doors Next Generation and Requisite Pro actually before that.
Excellent. Like Susan, I was a former IBMer as well, so a user of many of those tools. So today, as you can see, we want to talk about kind of three main categories of total cost of ownership: IT infrastructure. So these are things like the actual physical hardware, the FTE administration costs, so like upgrades, maintenance, and then also the opportunity costs of when you do not adopt best in breed tools and processes. So why don't we first start it off with the IT infrastructure cost? Susan, in your experience with other RM tools, what have you found to be the challenges in this area?
Sure. So I'll talk first about Doors Next Generation. D&G is part of the ELM suite of products. It's based on the JAS architecture, and it's a very complex architecture. There's, a large number of servers you need or VMs to be able to stand up the solution. There's an app server or some version of WebSphere. There's a DB server for every application. So at a minimum with D&G, in addition to the app and DB server, you also will need a JTS server, an additional reporting server, maybe LQE or data warehouse. And if you have configuration management enabled, then there's two additional servers that come with that. So for the global configuration manager and the LDX server. So, and then of course, if you use any of the other applications in the ELM suite, there's a server and database for those.
Yeah, that's quite a contrast to Jama, where we just require one application server and then a database server, which could be shared actually with other applications. Of course, that's for our self-hosted customers. Cloud customers really have no IT infrastructure costs at all, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits of adopting a tool like Jama Connect. Okay, great. So next, I'd love to talk about the human or FTE maintenance costs that go along with tools. Susan, what's your experience with other requirements management tools around the FTE costs?
Sure. So I'll start off with Doors Classic, which is an older client server technology. And what I mean by that is that every user had to have software installed on their computer that was compatible with a server. So it was what we refer to as a thick client. So an upgrade or maintenance of that would mean pushing out updates to however many users you have in your organization. Potentially could be hundreds. So there was, a lot of logistics involved with trying to get that upgrade done.
Got it. And yeah, I imagine that's downtime for the users and a lot different than just a web-based tool that I sign in with my browser.
That's right.
So the other thing that I know in working with my customers that have migrated from Doors Classic is DXL scripts and customization. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the hidden costs with those things.
Yes, basically any kind of customization that you want to do in Doors Classic, you had to have somebody that could write a DXL script for it. That's kind of a specialized skill, and so there were costs with maintaining those, and particularly if they were used by across the organization. So,
Is that any better with Doors Next Generation?
So with Doors Next Generation, there's no DXL scripting or anything like that. But the thing that's challenging with Doors Next Generation is the upgrades and maintenance. So upgrades were often very complex and time consuming. There was pretty high risk of failure. And then of course you have the time involved in rollback and trying it again. There's also the ongoing maintenance of the middleware. Would require highly technical admin with some specialized skills and maybe database optimization, so Oracle or DB2. Also, keeping the system running optimally requires a full-time, highly skilled administrator for the ELM suite.
Really? Full-time just for the backend? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely different than kind of what our self-hosted customers experience. I mean, we try to make the self-hosted upgrades very easy and straightforward. It's a button click in the admin console. And then obviously for the majority of our customers who use our cloud solution, there's really no upgrade or maintenance that they have to do at all. We push the upgrades for them. We handle that for them in an automated process that's validated and verified. So yeah, definitely different. Well, let's transition to talk about adoption costs. And I want to bring my screen share up again because you and I have spoken about really the opportunity costs of not using best in breed tools or processes. And it kind of really comes down to measurement. So we really believe like using Jama Connect, we can reduce the negative product outcomes because we can help you measure your process performance. As management guru Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So Susan, maybe you could touch on what I find are like the three primary ways that we can help our customers measure their performance.
Sure. So first of all, we can measure the quality of the requirements. So this means, properly defined, making sure the requirements are properly defined, that they're complete and consistent. And we actually have a new product, Jama Connect Advisor, that helps in this area. As far as the digital engineering, we can measure the level of collaboration that's happening in the tool, the number of reviews and the output from those reviews. And then also for live traceability. Traceability is one of the key reasons why people use a requirements management tool, and Jama does it better than any other tool that I've used. In addition, we can measure how well you're actually capturing that traceability.
Yeah. And speaking to that, especially on the live traceability, we have this for our cloud customers, this great benchmark where we anonymize all the data, and you can actually see how you stack up against your peers in the industry with regards to the traceability completeness of your projects. So some really great return on investment by utilizing our cloud offering and being able to see the actual performance compared to your peers in the industry. Ultimately, I think everyone realizes the later you are in a product development lifecycle, it's much more expensive to actually fix any errors that are found. And so our whole goal with Jama Connect is really to lower the total cost of ownership, but really actually make your product development less costly by finding and fixing those errors way earlier in the cycle in the requirements definition phase. Well, Susan, thanks again for the quick chat and sharing your perspective on cost of ownership. Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Preston.
Bye, everybody.